It's like I've never moved in my life. Been in
Really?
Colorado forever. We've seen
Whoa.
winters without snow. We've seen winters with meter of snow. We've seen winters with moderate snow, and we've seen droughts. And I don't know. I'm just Colorado born and bred. Never moved anywhere else. Although we're considering going to Switzerland, which will be a lot of fun.
That would be very cool.
Ooh, send a postcard.
Sure thing. But first, I'm really hoping to get to Arizona and actually meet some people in person.
That would be very cool.
Mhm.
I wish I was there right now because I'm currently in Texas and moving soon.
Well, that would be wild, Malik, to live in Iraq for a couple of years. Yeah, Athena, you texted me that you were in Texas, but you're not usually in Texas, right?
It's a road trip, right?
Uh, kind of like we were living in kind of like a hotel for a while, and then we went down to my aunt's house to hang out there for a bit, and we're moving this Saturday somewhere else in Texas.
Cool.
Yeah,
Are
good luck.
you gonna be back in Arizona sometime?
Um, I have no idea. My parents don't tell me anything, but that's all I know.
That's funny. You guys are welcome to kind of keep chatting. So the game plan for today is we're going to review the Impressionists. We're going to talk about color and emotion, and then we're going to go through and practice the critique process. So fun stuff. We're going to start out with the critique to review the Impressionists. So if you have a second device handy, you can go to Kahoot on that or open another tab on your browser and go to Kahoot it, and then our code is right there on the screen. It's 844661. As always, guys are super welcome to have your cameras on so I can see your amazing faces and your intelligent eyes, or use the chat so we can talk. Well, this is going to be real fun then, Mary. So we'll talk about how we perceive emotions. So go ahead and get logged in so we can review. You guys are welcome to keep chatting just so we can get the lesson rolling.
So, is Kahoot very popular for activities in ASUPD?
Seems like it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a bunch of teachers use it, and we used it in a training meeting. So I think teachers that didn't know about it just found out maybe. I love Kahoot. I've used it for a long time. I think it's great. So
I remember
We
at my
do in
old
like
school.
almost every lesson.
Oh, really? You've had it for every lesson?
Like in biology and history and stuff.
Oh, how funny. I don't think I've done one in here with you guys before, right?
Yeah, we've probably done Kahoot before.
I think we've done at least one. Yeah. Hope Mary's okay. She said that she's on her mobile, so maybe that's slowing up the answers there. Welcome to Ethan. So Ethan, you are just in time. We are going to play a Kahoot to review the Impressionists. So feel free to get in there. Yep, you are here.
Hi, Ethan.
Okay, I'm hoping that Dragon Nerd is A-Train. Is that right?
Who else would it be?
That was my guess. Sonic Swap 4 is going to be Athena.
Maybe, maybe not.
I'm thinking. And then Mr. Stalin, I'm betting, is Lucas.
How did
Okay,
you?
by the how did you know that Sonic Swap 4 was me?
Because you talked about playing Sonic in your Picasso assignment.
Shoot.
Thank you for explaining who Emma K was. I was really starting to wonder. So appreciate that, Emma. You're funny. Actually, there's another Emma in our class, but she can't come to live lessons. And the first couple of weeks, I didn't know if you were her or you were you because you just put Emma in the chat. So I was pretty proud when I solved that mystery, by the way. All right, the Kahoot It pin No, I know you guys because I pay attention, because I care, because you guys.
You know, speaking of getting names
Mhm.
right or wrong, you called me Aiden when you graded one of my assignments.
Oh no! Sometimes I just get doing too many things. I was probably on the phone with Aiden, and like, you know what I mean? Like I was finishing grading and started a DBA, and I typed the wrong kid's name. I have done that before. So.
Well, actually, you're not the first person to do that at ASUPD.
Oh, real sorry, A-Train. At least
Yeah,
you're
I think I've been called Aiden like once in each class per semester.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. Mr. Roboto.
Now that's a name.
Yeah.
Ethan?
Yeah, Austin or Ethan. That's my guess.
I think it's Ethan.
I don't know, Ethan. He was the last one to join the Kahoot game. You were the most recent person to join the class. Okay, we're starting. So, by the way, you can still join in if you aren't in there yet. But what organization represented the status quo in French art? Yeah, the Salon. The meanie faces that rejected Manet's early work, and then they had to create their own. The Salon des Refuses. Yeah, that was a quick one. So, also, I think there are two in here that I forgot to edit this morning. So I'll let you know when we get to one you might not know. I know, real meanie faces, right? They were like, we don't like your impressions and your new ideas, so we kick you out. Emma's in the lead. Okay. Which artist shocked the world with his painting? That one in 1863. Oh, okay, Ethan. The song is good, so I respect that. It was Manet. So that's actually one of the first paintings of his that got rejected from the Salon and is the one that gets put in the Salon des Refuses. So it's kind of that traditional from like the Romantics era with the classic features and the classic lay-ons, but then he does it with kind of a new style. And people did not like that new style. All right, holding the lead. Which artist liked to paint water lilies? Oh no.
That one's pretty easy.
Some are easier than others. Yeah, Monet.
Remember.
Yeah, it's the whole thing with this game. You got to remember, you got to be quick, you got to read the question, so no worries. Monet was all about painting his water lilies.
I just don't remember.
Hold ahead. Which impressionist artist was most interested in the effects of light on his subjects? Oh, good. I thought you guys were going to get tripped up because I put the Monets back to back. But yeah, Monet, he was looking at how light changed over time. That's how come he kept painting the water lilies. That's why he painted the same scene of like that church to see how light changed on it.
Monet did a lot of repetition, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. He painted the same scenes, like how it looked at 6 a.m., at 10 a.m., at noon, at 2, at 4, and just to get how the light changed. So he would paint a lot of the same things. Emma, life is a roller coaster. We're up, we're down. It's anybody's game, right? The leader of the painters who practice pointillism. Yeah, life is a highway. Ethan, we're in with the song titles today. Seurat. I don't know how you want to remember that, but Seurat. Pointillism is kind of like pixels. It's those little pinprints of color all next to each other. And Seurat used that with kind of a unique, curvy style. Which artist used harsh, glaring colors to portray the night world of Paris? Yes, Toulouse-Lautrec. Mr. Moulin Rouge, welcome Dragon Nerd to the lead. Don't quit. Don't quit. Okay, which artist was fascinated by the ballet and painted many pictures of dancers?
I know I definitely had to get that one right.
Degas. If it's a ballerina, it's probably a Degas. Good job. Got it. Yep, Michaela, you're on the board. You're on the board. Okay, which artist is known for his lithography of the Moulin Rouge? Yay, Lautrec. Again, I thought I would trip you by putting them next to each other. So his bright colors, the Paris nightlife, then he starts doing those lithographs that we see in the posters. Good job.
I remembered this one because there's a copy of his work at the Alliance Française.
Very good. This one I meant to delete. So everyone, this is Calibo. We didn't cover him in the lesson, and I didn't mean to put him in the quiz.
I picked the wrong one.
So sorry about that one. That one was a
I still got it right, and I was just
Now I'm
guessing.
behind Michaela. What the heck?
Well, congrats on getting it right, even without the study. I meant to take that one out because I borrowed this from an older class. Okay, name the artist. This is what we're going to do for a minute. Nice. Almost
Because I
everyone.
remember Cassette was the one who did the themes of motherhood.
I just knew it was a woman who painted it, so I tried to figure out which last name sounded more feminine.
I love it, Lucas, as last names aren't usually gendered, but that works. Yeah, Mary Cassatt, Mother and Children, it's probably her. Really the only other female impressionist is Berthe Morisot, and I only have one thing from her, and she got kind of skimmed over in our lesson, so no worries. Mary, I'm sorry the game's making you rage. Maybe get some more iced coffee. It's all cool. We're just, reviewing. It's a friendly little review. I love you all. It's okay. It's a safe place. Ooh, look at this still life. Who was into still lifes, kind of that matty finish, cartoony shapes? Maybe some water then if you're on your second, if this would be your third cup. I don't know. I'm not one to judge. I'm on my second Diet Coke of the day, so respect. Oh, Cézanne. Well done. Remember, Cézanne was all about perfecting it. He would do the same piece again and then again to kind of evolve his style, and eventually moves away from Impressionism into constructivism. He kind of opens that door up. Okay. I do have water here too, though, just for the record. It's very important to hydrate, so have your water, people. Okay. Name the artist.
Too easy.
I can't help it that you guys are smart. Good job.
I know nothing.
Second place!
Congratulations. All right.
You better watch out, Dragon Nerd.
Right, Mary? Iced coffee has ice in it, right? It's water. Counts. Okay, we've got some
And why should I watch out?
Think that Lucas might be trying to take first place.
4 in a row, 102. Oh, I got third place now.
Oh, that was Guogan. Remember, he's going to lead us into fauvism with his bright colors. Okay. It's classy here. My little tip is check the face. Who painted that kind of blank bored with society face, if you remember that from that lesson a few weeks ago?
They look very happy.
Does she? Does she look happy?
No, does she? Does she?
Does she? Does she? The man looks happy. The woman has kind of those blank eyes, and that was Manet's thing. All of his people have kind of a bored expression.
She looks like, really, dude?
Mm-hmm. Like if you were making a Manet mood board, that's the face. It's like, okay. All right. Holding the lead. Emma's taking second. Name the
Go Emma.
It's a haystack. I bet you could paint this haystack many times in the day and it would look different.
Who's Cicely?
It's Monet, isn't it?
Yeah, that was my hint. So Monet painting things at different times of the day. The haystack he does a whole series on. Cicely also isn't talked about in the lessons, and so I threw him in there. Cicely is English and is an impressionist, but does a lot of landscapes. So very few like structures and very few people, but just lots of landscapes. So kind of that's his little corner of the impressionist world. Michaela, button error happens. It's okay. It's not a reflection on who you are as a person. We still think you're great. All right, name the artist. It's not. Okay, here we have a person. And the style is a little different from anything we've seen so far. So possibly it's an artist that we haven't seen any work from yet.
Marisot.
Yes.
Oh, I'm right.
Good job. It was Marisot.
Well, the style seemed kind of French to me, and Morisot sounds kind of like a French name.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A great deduction, A-Train. That's exactly right. She is French, very French Impressionist style. She painted a lot like Cassette as far as like doing a lot of women and children, but she did a lot of like kind of a candid shot, like not very posy, if that makes sense, and less detail than we see with Cassette. I do not want Peter Walsh to come to town, Mary. He sounds terrifying. I will not pout or shout. Okay, here we have some field workers.
I do a lot of shouting. He might come for me.
Be careful, Athena. Peter Walrus sounds terrifying. So that was Pizarro. Remember, Pizarro was all about like landscapes, agriculture, common people. A lot of you wrote about him as being the favorite, which surprised me. Okay, Emma, you're getting close.
Go, Emma.
go Emma.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, A-Train's doing a good job, too. Okay, here we have some happy people at a party. Happy party people.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I believe in you. You're doing great.
Go,
But
girls.
so, kind of conflicting. Renoir. Remember, Renoir painted happy people. He said that it said that he never painted a sad picture. Wanted happy people.
Go, everyone.
I love it. Go, everyone. Okay, look at the style here. That's the key. That's the hint.
I honestly can't remember who did this style, so I'm just going to go with my gut, and it's probably wrong.
You just listen to your heart. Surratt. Point
I like my gut very much.
Surratt. Rat's dragon. Nerd. Okay. Name the artist. Again. Sensing a pattern.
11 more. Whoever's
Okay.
in first place can do it.
Unfamiliar landscape. Perhaps by someone we haven't seen before that I meant to delete from this Kahoot but forgot. Good job. It was Cicely. Are my hints very helpful?
Sometimes.
I'm trying.
Guess we finally got one right.
It's cool, Kennedy. We're almost done. We should speed it up a little, right? All right. We've got garish colors, nightlight, nightlife, people dancing.
Lautrec.
Thank you, Mary, for my super helpful hints. And yes, A-Train, it is Lautrec.
I can recognize him easily.
When you say his name like that, it sounds like Shrek.
That's probably just audio quality.
Is it? Is it really?
Van Gogh loved yellows.
This one is so easy.
Okay. Now we're getting to the real easy ones. You ready? That was all the hard stuff, I think. Maybe these are the hard ones. I don't know.
I remember writing a report on this one.
Mm-hmm. There's a little video I put in about this one because it's kind of a big deal.
I think I saw that.
Good job. So it's Manet. Manet, it's the face. It's that bored with the society face again. Okay. Almost there. Almost there. Don't get this one wrong. I will mock you. I won't really mock you. But maybe. I don't know. Good job.
I'm really lucky that Monet was not in this because I used to confuse him with Van Gogh a lot.
We'll see how far you've come then, keeping them separate. Malik is in second place and coming up, so that is exciting. Okay. Bright colors, tropical setting.
These two look like Lilo from Lilo and Stitch.
Yes, well, we're in the Pacific, so good job. This is Gauguin, who, remember, lives in Tahiti, leaves France and goes to Tahiti. Possibly the guy who cut off Van Gogh's ear, if you believe rumors. I'm not saying it's true.
Pretty picture.
Yep.
Way too easy.
Shoot, I was in the chat. What happened?
Oh, it's all cool in the chat. It's not real fighting. Just still Shrek talk. All right, we have a statue. Who is our sculptor?
This is easy, and I'm not even playing anymore.
Malik, you're in the lead. You're in the lead.
Malak.
I
I'm
should have.
probably saying your name.
Okay, we've got a happy people. Happy people.
Renoir.
Very good. I love the pronunciation too, A-Train.
No.
Dalin's in the lead, and Malik is in second place. Congrats, Lucas.
Yeah, Miss Stalin.
Okay. What do we have here?
We have pointillism.
We do. We do have pointillism.
Pretty.
Nice. Nice. Okay, 2 left. We're almost done.
I think I know this one really well because I have a mini version of one of Degas' sculptures.
Oh, how cool. Yeah, Degas eventually lost his sight and started sculpting, which I think is pretty cool. Hey, Kaylin, we're just finishing a Kahoot, so this is the last question. So you're right on time for our next thing. Good job. All right, last one, guys. What do we think?
Please tell me I did not confuse Monet and Van Gogh again. That would be so embarrassing.
We'd forgive you. All right, awesome job. And now we have our big winners. Lucas took the lead. A-Train second, Malik third. Congratulations to everyone else.
Yay, Dragon Maid.
Yay!
Thank you, and nice job, Lucas.
Nice job. No worries, Kaylin. We're glad you're here. And yeah, to address the chat, I think a history of music would be super fun, super awesome. Okay, that is it for the Kahoot. So feel free to leave. And back here in our slideshow, I have this. What are these 3? And reminder, you guys can have the
3 isosceles triangles, each of the one primary color.
Yes.
Within empty space, supposedly.
The triangles are positive space and the white space is negative space. I said space too much.
I love it. I love it. You guys are killing me. Yeah, so primary colors is what I was shooting for, but I love the continued description of the positive and negative space. They are isosceles triangles. Well done. So we're going to talk about color for a couple of minutes. Emma, you're ahead of the game. Shrek is a secondary color. So speaking of secondary colors, what would I get if I mixed my red and yellow?
Orange.
Orange. Bye, Ethan. What will I mix?
I'm guessing the next color is green.
Oh, it is. It is the color of Shrek.
Shake
Then
donkey.
red and blue. What do I get?
Purple.
I get purple. I get purple.
How
So,
do you get pink?
Stina, you're asking questions ahead of me, which is cool. I love it. Primary colors are red, yellow, and blue because from those three, we can make everybody else. Adding white or black, which is just deepening the value, so making that color darker or lighter. We don't really have to worry about that because it's just a value change, but getting the actual color is just between where it is on the color wheel, which is right here. So to get that pink, it would just be a lighter shade of red, so taking the color value there. And if you wanted it more purpley, you just take it closer to the blue on that side. So on my color wheel, the primary colors have the letter P out on the outside, so the red, yellow, and the blue. The secondary colors have the S, orange, violet, and green. And then in the middle of those, we have the T for tertiary or third, and that's the color made by mixing a secondary with a primary. So like yellow, green, red, violet, red, orange.
There's no pink.
Yeah, there's no pink because pink is a lighter red. So it's just changing the value of the existing color. So
I'm sad.
it's okay, Athena. You can still like pink. Pink is still a good color. And Emma, yeah, on here.
It's a type of violet, I think.
Yeah, because violet is made with red. So right there. Okay.
Well, different colors, like different pinks, have different origins. Like, say, coral, that's like a lighter red-orange, and magenta is like a lighter purple, and hot pink is a lighter red. So they all have, I suppose, their root colors at the lower values.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And I love that you brought up, A-Train, that it's the value. So when we're talking about like the intensity of the color, that's a value thing if it's light or dark. But as far as like the color on the wheel, whether it's primary, secondary, tertiary, that just comes from what the color is made of, whether it's red and blue, blue and yellow. Okay. Yeah, so black, white, and gray, Kennedy, are all values. They're not colors, strictly speaking.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Are they, well, okay, so what's like the unit value? Like, can we say that value at 0 is black or value at 0 is white?
That is a super great question, A-Train. I don't know. I don't know if there's a set like determinant for that. I don't know. That's a great question. My favorite color is blue. Thank you, Kennedy, for asking. I love blue. Blue is my favorite. I have a question for you guys. What is the difference between emotion and personality?
Personality has a lot more factors. Emotion is, I think, only one factors. Personality, I suppose, deals with how we respond emotionally to things, as well as our own cognitive decisions and or moral codes. Whereas emotions are simply something that everyone has.
Good. Well said, A-Train. And I love in the chat, Jocelyn, you hit right on it, that personality is maybe portrayed more often like it's a part of who you are, whereas emotion is maybe how you're currently feeling. So personalities can differ from people, but maybe at different times we all feel emotional. And Mary, some are not my favorite. Some are not great. Some are great. Yeah, sometimes they're not good. So if you had to associate a color with an emotion, what color would it be? What color would you associate with happy?
I suppose yellow.
Ah, I love it. Yellow got a lot of votes, and green. Yellow and green, which...
I call anger.
Okay, well, let's get to sad first. Is that okay? Can we just go down?
Okay.
Okay. What color would we associate with sad?
Blue.
Yeah, love it. In the chats and on the mics is perfect. Blue, which blue is my favorite color, but that doesn't mean that sad is my favorite emotion, because they can definitely have different functions. All right, Athena, you called it. Tell me what's anger.
Red.
Red. We're basically just doing the cast of Inside Out now, right?
I know, but fear to me, I would cast as red as well.
Okay, one vote.
Red actually, as a frequency of light, has been shown to evoke fear in the human brain.
Yeah, like in some like movies, like in like some movies like Frozen, when Elsa sees her like future, she sees this like fear of red, like glowing red, that can provoke like fear in the future.
I feel like
red is kind of also the color of anger at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a question. Do we find red as simply the root color of all negative emotion, or at least all negative emotion with energy behind it?
with energy, I bet.
That's a great question, Atane. Eugene, does it have to be that red, is it just a negative emotion, or is red associated with any kind of like powerful or action emotion? Like frustration can be red orange. I guess frustration is kind of a negative.
I feel like frustration should be a brick red, since it's a really dark red.
But agreeing on the red.
Okay, so then do different values of red have different emotions behind them?
That's a great question.
I think so. Like anger, there's normal red. For fear, there's like red mixed with a different color, and then frustration is like a whole different level with anger, which is like brick red or red black or red orange or just like a darker color for the different levels of anger. Like there's fear, anger, frustrated. And sorry for talking too long.
Oh, no worries. I wasn't waving you off. Just
All right.
you gotta go. That's cool.
So people are saying that grief can be gray, but grief can also be seen as a mixture of, say, sadness and some negative emotion. Doesn't that imply purple then? So what are really the rules when it comes to coming up with the colors for emotion?
Pink.
That's what, honestly, A-Train, that's kind of what we're trying to get at. Is what are the rules, and is there a set idea of it? So I'm loving this feedback. I'm just putting what you guys are saying up on the board here.
And yet, for me, I don't think grief is purple. I agree that grief would be gray. So, suppose emotions don't go along the color wheel, do they?
It doesn't seem like they do, and it seems like colors can have different associations. You know, I mean, if red is anger, but pink is just a lesser value or a greater value, depending on we decide if white is one or black is one, you know, whatever. But like if red is just a value of pink, and pink is excited and red is anger, like I don't associate those emotions together really, but the colors are similar. I misspelled turquoise, so I'm trying to fix it. Sorry.
Am I the only one who finds proud or pride to come in the color red as well?
I don't know about this class. My last class decided that proud was red. Like they ended up with red and brown as the colors of pride. So
Proud could be displayed as like happiness, or like a proud as like I'm angry with you, or something like that.
What about gold? Does anyone find pride to be associated with gold?
Yeah,
Or
I think that would
with
work.
a darker yellow?
Yeah, gold would work for proud.
Can you put in Gryffindor colors?
Guys think about it.
Gryffindor.
Jocelyn, what you said a minute ago, I think is really great. Like some of the color association is maybe just the color that comes into your mind when you experience that. Like when you're angry, people say you see red. Like that's kind of the way it perceives. Or maybe that association of blue with sadness is because it feels overcast. You know, there's like a lack of sunshine, or maybe that's why yellow is happy, is because it's bright like the sun.
This is giving me the idea of for a science experiment.
This would be a cool science experiment, like associating colors with emotion.
Yeah, like it's kind of like hard, like when they, like with their animations, like when people make animations, they try to make those colors into what they think is like happening. Like in some movies like Frozen or Moana, when she sees like something that her father tells her, she thinks it's something to be scared of. And so she sees like a dark gray or red. And like most like animations show red when they're like scared or something like that.
It's a form of exaggeration, of emphasis,
Yeah.
right? Emphasizing the emotion. Okay, so here's an idea for the science experiment. Do you think that maybe our emotions affect what frequency of light our retina are maybe looking for?
That could happen. I don't know, but some colors can make you like angry feeling or like feared for something. I don't know, maybe. Does anyone else have ideas?
Some people could be scared of white because to me it feels like it triggers memories of school that involves paper, like notifications.
Oh, you guys are awesome. There's definitely not a final answer, at least not one that we're going to get to today about it. But I love the conversation about how the colors can have meanings, and some of them can be maybe presets, like we're conditioned to see it that way, or others come from experience, or maybe just like a natural reaction. So I think a science project to make an association would be really cool. I wanted to show you guys a little bit of expressionism, because that's kind of the style that comes up after Impressionism, and it's all about using emotion. So if the Impressionists are painting the world as it seems at that moment, the Expressionists are really trying to paint how they feel at that moment. So there's a lot of emphasis on emotion, obviously, and then use of color. So this is a painting by Olidon Ridon.
It's beautiful.
Right? Okay. What do you guys see? Like, what colors and maybe what even emotions would you associate with this piece?
I think excitement and like curiosity, since like in the back of the painting it looks like there's mist which can ignite your curiosity, and happiness and beauty with the flowers. And is that strawberry? I can't tell.
I think it kind of looks like a berry or maybe a flower. I'm not sure. Definitely a sense of calmness and peacefulness.
And yet, when you look at the bottom and just focus on the blues down towards the edge, really that deep, dark navy blue, I find that invokes emotions of sorrow. So I would disagree a little more.
I think I see a person.
Yeah, I see a person too. I see like at the bottom, like right corner or left. I can't tell.
Yeah, there's a contrast of like the really details on the flowers and maybe the berries. Maybe there's a butterfly in there, but whatever that is very clear and has the outline and the line around it. And then there's this kind of vagueness and blurriness out through the background. There's that woman's face that you can kind of see in the bottom. There's maybe a cliff or some kind of landscape going on. So if we were to critique this painting, we would want to use the process and first describe. And so that would be hitting up all these colors that we're seeing, the shape, and then use that description to build our analysis. So because we associate blue with these things, it helps us to kind of feel calm. There's a sense of peacefulness or mystery or curiosity or calmness. So those pieces kind of build together. Olidon said that he was making improbable beings live. And so in his paintings, there are faces. They can be a little bit scary, Athena. So he paints this like cyclop monster thing that comes out of trees that I don't particularly like. But
that sounds really cool.
Yeah, some of his
that
pieces are interesting. So these are two more of his. What colors do you see and what feelings do they give?
with the person in the hole thing, it makes me feel like it's being tortured or something, since it looks sad and much too big to get out of the hole. It's like put there against its will.
I find the use of colors to the left invoke definitely negative emotions with the variations on red. And the one to the right, because even though it's surrounded by, these cool, calm, bluish green colors and some elements of purple and or pink, the fact that the figure is kind of shrouded in darkness within this hole gives a sense of being trapped or being unable to break through the calm, a kind of hiding negative emotions or being cut off from them.
Depression?
Perhaps.
Maybe. I love that. Good use of talking about like the color and also the line, like how the circles kind of go around the face, but the face is very linear, but then the circles are very curved. Like there's a contrast there that could be leading to that feeling that they're trapped or they're trying to get out of there.
Semicircle?
Blue being sad or calm, and does the cool colors on this picture, do they make you feel sad or calm, or are they different?
The one with the red paint reminds me of like Greek mythology with like Persephone trying to get out of the underworld and trying to get to her home.
Kaylin, are you in mythology club?
No, I'm
You
not.
should be.
You really should be.
We're writing an allegory. You can join.
How fun.
Okay.
I think actually we switched the idea of being an allegory to just simply leaving it as a story. It seems like we have a little more freedom to do what we want without the whole allegory idea.
I need to catch up on the recent times.
Well, you were absent last meeting.
Oh yeah,
You're absent.
my
No,
Mom-
not that mom.
my mom wanted me to redo a history paper, and I wanted to come to mythology club, but she said that it's a thing that I choose to do, so I didn't really need to do it. So I'm sorry.
I'm sure they'll forgive you.
Well, you are coming tomorrow, aren't you?
Oh, you bet I am.
What time is it?
It's at
1
1
o'clock.
o'clock.
I want to
I
go
think-
back to what Kaylin said a second ago, though, about Persephone. That would be a great piece to use if you were critiquing this in your interpretation, where you can talk about like the image reminds you of another story and another situation. But the use of color in both of them, even though they're different, they kind of create this similar feeling. And that could be because we're looking at them together.
It's probably the facial expressions.
No. Well, girls, I just got to look at the time, and we are actually out of time. So
Oh
that's the end
no!
for today. Thank you, everybody, for participating. I love having people on camera and on mic and in the chat. So I hope this was a helpful lesson. If it is time for you to do a DBA, just a reminder, I set them up directly. So send me an email or send me a text, and we'll schedule it that way. My schedule's super flexible. So let me know a day and time that works for you, okay? Have a great rest of your day, guys.
Athena, before you go, in fact, if I guess Mary's no longer here, but Athena and Emma, I was hoping to discuss our epic a little more if you guys want to over chat.
Okay, I'm always open.
Great.
I just have to make sure my phone hasn't been taken away from me first.
All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys over messages. See you there. Bye. Thank you, Miss
You're welcome. Bye.
Hubbard.
Goodbye, and see you there, Adrian.
See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Today I get to go to my get to learn how to do archery with my dad
Oh, how cool.
after this, so I'm kind of excited.
For sure. That will be so fun. Have you gone